I'm Sohaila Brahimian, better known as Dr. E to my students. I'm an ATPA embedded coach supporting multiple sections of Biology 150 and Chemistry 131 courses at our Germantown campus. I have established two Blackboard community sites, one for chemistry and one for biology, providing students with folders filled with links to tutorials, videos, and interactive exercises to supplement their course material. I also conduct my study sessions through these sites. All ATPA, non-ATPA students across three campuses are welcome to join me through self-enrolling at these sites. ATPA also offers Learning Community Hour workshops, which I manage and facilitate. I have modified the topics to address the more immediate academic and non-academic needs of our students during these difficult times. These workshops will be offered via Zoom on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 12 p.m., and the announcements will go out to all of our students across three campuses on Mondays. Please be on the lookout. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jeremy Lignelli, and I am an instructional associate at Montgomery College, Tacoma Park campus, and I have embraced this new realm or world of online tutoring and teaching. Due to the circumstances, it's been a challenge, but at the same time, it's definitely been rewarding in many ways. I definitely do a lot of different things to try to engage my students. I try to touch base with them as far as what their goals are for each session that I'm working with. I try to use the name of the student frequently, much like I would in like a classroom setting. I also try to use different formats of communication, not just with like the video, but also through the chat feature if necessary, or if I'm working in groups. I also have worked with other kind of formats as well. I definitely try to employ some active learning, so allowing them to actively be involved in the process, whether we're sharing a screen or highlighting or trying to figure out and find like comma splices or something like that. But it's very new to a lot of the students, just as much as it is to the professors. And it seems to be working. So one of my last suggestions would be to give some positive reinforcement to the students, along with some suggestions if they need that. And I think we'll all make it out in the end.
This is a check-in halfway through the fourth week of synchronous remote teaching. Just before spring break, we received word that on-campus classes were canceled, and soon after that, we moved out of our offices. During spring break, one of the first connections to spark back into existence was a collaboration among the physics faculty who teach two fundamental gateway courses, Physics 161 and 262. These are taught in a coordinated fashion under normal circumstances. The collaboration includes our department chair and physicist Nawal Ben-Muna, coordinator Elios Rui, and colleagues Mariam, Rich, Hollis, Catalina, Raymond, Tanya, Arya, and Joseph. Every evening of spring break, whoever could met at 7 p.m., and the group tore through pedagogical issues of remote teaching, thinking about possible problems and testing solutions. We took turns hosting the virtual meetings as preparation before the classes resumed. When spring break was over, we unanimously agreed that we had come to look forward to the daily meeting, not just as a way to problem solve, but because we really enjoyed seeing each other. It was an uplifting part of our day that all of us were looking forward to. Our colleague, Hollis Williams, was a virtuoso in defying the very concept of remoteness. COVID-19 separates us by a few miles. Without missing a beat, Hollis tuned in night after night from the most unimaginably remote locations. He came in from the space shuttle. He came in from mission control. He came in from a location remarkably similar to the most remote scene in Carl Sagan's saga Contact, the one that was light years away. One night, we found that Hollis had transported all of us into his virtual background, and we were all wielding lightsabers. It was because of this faculty collaboration that on the first day of synchronous remote teaching, I was able to recover some of the techniques from the normal setting by switching between multiple devices. Taking a cue from Hollis, this is the virtual background that I use in class. It is a photograph taken in a remote location that is a place of peace. Still, on the first day, I felt like I had lost a limb. It had something to do with the loss of feedback that's made possible by the fine nuances of face-to-face communication, something that's so natural that we don't think about it until it's missing. At the same time, I couldn't shake the mental image of musicians who lose the ability to use one of their hands to play their musical instrument. It was, however, of great comfort to remember that pianists who lose the function of their right hand are soon found playing absolutely beautiful concertos with their left hand. Through hard work, not one iota of the essence of the music has been lost, and their left hands are even stronger than normal. So, a hands-on laboratory that goes remote becomes an etude. A remote laboratory requires more visualization than before. When we return to the lab in person, our skill set is augmented from having gone through this etude. It is reminiscent of practicing the piano with gloves on. When the gloves are removed, the playing is strengthened and improved. We read with complete awe the historical examples of many scientists who experienced quarantine during their lives, and note that their inner eye and imaginations were very powerful. The week before in-person classes were canceled for COVID-19 social distancing, our class was experimenting with ways to communicate. The very first student to succeed did so from a bus that was late, which was forcing her to miss, through no fault of her own, a significant portion of the lecture. It was a wonderful moment to have the ability to connect with her at a moment when the transportation was breaking down. And this is something that we're going to keep in the class permanently. Today, I was surprised to notice that without having done it deliberately, I was doing something differently. The word remote has been missing from the subject headings of my emails. At the beginning, I would invite students to the new remote classroom. Today, I just invite them to class. They're no longer invited to remote office hours. They're invited to office hours. We embrace the pedagogical struggle of COVID-19. We reinvent our connections little by little, and we reflect on how to embed the best of the new normal into our teaching in any circumstance that we find ourselves in the future.